Hello, distinguished teachers. I am Afolabi Adun from the Center for Education Development, Abuja. Today we have a very, very important training session exclusively for school teachers. And we'll be looking at the following this morning. Cultivating the right attitude to work. That's the first topic. We'll be looking at vital quality of an outstanding school staff. Customer care and parent retention tips. You know the customers more than ever before. I'll be giving you what I call the Parents' Bill of Rights. Parents' Bill of Rights. Modern teaching methods, that's for the teachers. Class management and class organization. Student behavior management. 14 habits of highly effective school staff. And then, of course, vital things schools must do in the new session. You have to do things differently to get different results. And that basically is what I have for you in this session. So we go straight to class now. Bring out your writing materials and give me maximum attention because there's a lot to be covered. Cultivating the right attitude to work as a school, as a teacher, as a school staff, as a proprietor. What is your attitude? What is your attitude to the work? You that you're a teacher, are you putting in your best? Are you giving the impression that you are being disturbed? Are you giving the impression that you're not happy? The attitude you portray goes a long way in determining whether the students will be motivated or not. So I have the following in relation to the right attitude. Number one, every school staff must exhibit the following qualities going forward. Greater sense of duty. Note that down. You have to put in greater sense of duty. Number two, commitment to work. Commitment to work. It is true that the salary might not be enough. It might not be what you bargained for at this level of your life. You thought you'd be earning millions. You thought you'd be earning hundreds of thousands. Whatever it is you are being paid now, just remember that it will not be at that level forever. But your commitment to work should not go down. Should not go down. Give your school value. Give your school value for the money you are collecting as a staff. So, commitment to work, punctuality to work. Don't be somebody who is known as a habitual late comer to work. And punctuality to work is not the same thing as punctuality to class. Because somebody could be punctual to the school premises, you signed in early, but are you punctual to class? Are you punctual to whatever it is that you're supposed to do, to staff meetings, and so on? Respect for constituted authority. That's important. Recognize the organogram of your school. Recognize the hierarchy of authority. If you have each department, relate well with your department. Don't jump the gun. Don't jump ranks. Don't skip your HOD and go straight to the principal. Don't skip the principal and go straight to the proprietor. The school will not grow if you are that kind of person. So recognize constituted authority. What is constituted authority? Delegated authority. Next, excellence in all that you do. Be an excellence-driven person. What is excellence? The ability to minimize your errors. Try and get it right the first time. Don't rehearse on stage. Do things well. Do things meticulously. No errors, minimal errors. No errors in marking. No errors in your teaching. No errors in all that you do. Minimal errors. Be an excellence-driven. It starts from even your appearance. It starts from the way you talk, the way you do your things. Let excellence be your hallmark. Then, of course, your appearance. That's the next point. Be presentably dressed at all times. Because you see, people see you before they hear you. Dress the way you like to be addressed. The teacher is the number one role model for the children. Are you that teacher who flies the shirt, who dresses who is unkempt? And appearance is not just about your dressing. What of your hair as a lady? What of your hair? What of your disposition? What of your mannerisms? All those things matter. Are you that female teacher who comes to school with her shoes, but keeps the shoes in the staff room or in the classroom and starts moving up and down with slippers? Don't do this in the new session. How many parents are you going to explain to? This is not what I wore to school, or my shoes in the staff room. They wouldn't know. So take your appearance much more seriously, because the teacher is the public relations officer of the school. The way parents see the teacher, that's how they see the school. So your appearance, make it much, much better, depending on how it currently is. Take customer care. Next point, take customer care more seriously. There's so much competition now in school business, so much such that The parents have options. They have choices. So if you're that teacher who is rude, who is impatient, who answers parents back, who doesn't treat the children well, because I hope you know that the school has two categories of customers, internal and external. The external customers are the parents, but you have internal customers, the students. How do you talk to the How do you treat the student? You have to understand that an unhappy student will translate to an unhappy parent. Most of the parents that withdraw their children, it's not really because they have issues with the school per se, but sometimes the children are complaining. They're complaining. When my kids were much younger and they were in primary, secondary school, then sometimes they'll come up and say, teacher uses negative word on me. My teacher called me an idiot. My teacher called me a big head. My teacher said I was the one drawing the class back. My teacher is always comparing me with my mates. I mean, these things ought not so to be. And then before you know it, and then they kept complaining. I just told my wife one day, we need to move these children. The school fees was okay. The location was cool. As far as I was concerned, the standard was okay, but my children were not happy. So I moved the three of them in one day. And that's how the proprietor of that school lost three customers just because of just a teacher. It wasn't all the teachers. So watch the way you treat customers. And I'm saying it now in case you're not aware, the children are also our customers. They're internal customers. So your choice of words to them matter. Be patient with them. And then, of course, the parents. Don't be somebody who is rude, who is impatient. Anyway, I have a customer care as part of this topic, this seminar. So let me leave it at that now. The next thing is team spirit and cooperation. You must function, recognize the fact that you are in a team. Don't do your own thing. We have a common goal in the school. Find out what the vision of the school is and be part of it. So don't be somebody who does his own thing, who is anti-establishment. So be a good team player. The word team, T-E-A-M, write this down, stands for together. The T stands for together. The E stands for everyone. The A stands for achieves, and the M stands for more. Together, everyone achieves more. Let's work together as a team. In team building, you can't win every day. You can't win all the time. You lose some, you gain some. Let other people also have their way once in a while. And be somebody who cooperates. Don't be somebody who wants everything to just suit him. Why is my period at this time? I don't like this time, but the timetable changes. If they change everybody's time, then for goodness sake, what kind of timetable are we going to have? Let the timetable officer do his work. Let him do his work. If you have genuine reasons to complain, do it well. But don't always insist. Don't always insist on having your way. That's not a good team player. All right? The next point is your communication. As a teacher, you must communicate effectively. Also, as a school proprietor, you must communicate effectively. You must communicate with courtesy to the children, to parents, to colleagues, to third parties. For example, instead of saying, shut up, can't you say keep quiet? Isn't that better? So instead of saying it's a lie, can't you say it's not true? Instead of saying get out, can't you say please leave? I said I'll slap you. Can't you say don't let me get up, don't let me hit you? These are things that we should try and invite. Watch your communication. Let your communication be laced with courtesy, be laced with consideration. And then honesty and integrity. Be an honest individual. And honesty is not just about money. It's not just about money. Keep your words. Some of us have made promises to the children since they were in maybe primary 1. They are in primary 6 now. You've not fulfilled that promise. You see, when you make a promise, you create hope. But when you fulfill that promise, you win trust. I said that again. When you make a promise, you create hope. When you fulfill the promise, you win trust. You win confidence. So integrity, keep to your words, say what you mean and mean what you say, be a man or woman of your words. And as a school proprietor too, please let integrity be your hallmark. Don't shortchange the parents, don't shortchange the staff also. Meet your obligations to them, put your cards on the table, be an open and transparent school operator. For the teachers also, don't steal time, because you might not steal money, you could steal time. When you don't do what you're supposed to do, you are still in time. When you come late, you are still in time. The school has a contract with you from 7:30 to 3 o'clock, for example. That's when you should be here. You've come in at 8. You've stolen 30 minutes. You've sneaked out of the school for 30 minutes. You've stolen 20 minutes. So integrity involves being a man or woman of your words and meeting your obligations and meeting all contractual agreements. upwards and downwards. As a teacher, you have obligations to the school. They are paying you to teach, so teach. Don't go to class and be gisting and be cracking jokes and be upset and be venting your frustrations on the students. That's not the deal. That's not the deal. That's not the deal. That's not what you are paid to do. And as a proprietor, as a school administrator, also meet your obligations to the staff because they too have bills to pay, and also to the parents. Integrity is key. Don't make promises you cannot fulfill. You promise them ID cards, give them the ID cards. If you cannot get the ID cards, refund their money. Promise them an excursion. The excursion didn't hold, refund their money. You said you should bring money for the Christmas end of year party. Make sure they get value. Make sure they get value. Make sure they get value. Be known as a man or woman of integrity, and let your school also be known as a school that holds integrity dearly. Right? Then we also have cost reduction. Now this is important. Cost reduction. Now more than ever before, all school staff must address this. Things are getting tougher. The economy all over the world is getting tougher. So you should not waste resources. Don't be that teacher who wastes reagents in the lab, who wastes stationery, who wastes power. Lights are on, fans are on, ACs are on, and nobody is there. Phone chargers are plugged. No phone is connected. We can't go on like that. We can't go on like that. No more wastage of material, no more wastage of resources in the school. I want to appeal to you, and as a school administrator, keep an eye on the resources. Keep an eye on the resources. At times, maybe the school generator is on, light has come. Nobody knows. And for the next 1 hour, the generator is still running. The water pump is filling the tank is full. Nobody is aware. And so for 30 minutes after, the pump is still on and is drawing power. Cost reduction. Have a cost, be a conservative school operator, because things have changed now. And let everybody be accountable. The bus driver must be accountable. I need to know, I have to see the receipts of the fuel that you bought. I need to ensure you bought the right fuel. Whoever is servicing the generator, put an eye on him. Put an eye on everybody. Put an eye on the non-teaching staff. All those cleaners that are taking your detergent home, that are taking your bleach home, taking your toiletries home. Stop it. Find a way to stop it. Have checks and balances. Have checks and balances. No wastage of resources. No wastage of power, no wastage of money, no wastage of anything that belongs to the school. No wastage in the lab. If you have a boarding school, no wastage of food. Keep an eye. If you can afford a CCTV camera, put it in the kitchen. Let's see those staff who are taking food items home. No wastage in whatever way. If you have a boarding school, tell the children, don't waste water. Don't leave water heaters on. Don't leave lights on when you're going out, when you're going to class. Put these things in place and you'll see how much money you will save. All right. So cost reduction. All right. And then you must adhere. Teachers, you must adhere to the school's code of conduct. I expect your school has a code of conduct. If you don't have a code of conduct, school administrator, let us know. Center for Education Development, we have code of conduct for teaching staff, for non-teaching staff. We have appraisal forms. We have customer care policy. We have everything a standard school needs. And we give this all out free, like I'm also giving out this training free. So your school has a code of conduct. Teachers, you must abide. The code of conduct is what dictates behavior in the school while on duty. What you do outside the school premises, it's not the school's business. But while on duty, your dressing matters, your language matters, your conduct matters, your punctuality matters, your disposition matters. All those things matter. You must adhere to the code of conduct of the school. Proprietors, operators listening to me, remember, where there is no law, there is no sin. A lawless organization cannot stand. So ensure you have a code of conduct, a code of ethics that is guiding conduct of staff while on duty. And I would suggest you have separate ones. One for teaching staff and one for non-teaching staff, because sometimes the demands are different. And then, all right, then better relationship with learners. Try and improve your relationship with learners. Don't be somebody who doesn't relate well with the children. It's very important that you do. It's very important that you do. All right. And then lastly, under the cultivating right attitude, self-motivation. Motivate yourself, because you see, you cannot give what you do not have. A teacher who is not motivated will not motivate his children. Don't be a complainer. Don't be somebody who victimizes the system because of where you are. Nobody is responsible where you are. You made a choice to work in that school. I'm not aware that any proprietor came to meet you in your house to come and work. You went, you said you wanted to work. Now you are working, do the work. Don't be somebody who vents frustrations, who brings personal problems to school. Everybody has challenges. We all have challenges. But when you're in class, teach. Be a happy teacher. Be a motivated teacher. Be an excited teacher. Motivate yourself. Don't be discouraged. Remember, brothers and sisters, wherever you are today is just the beginning. Overnight, everything can change. Everything can change. But it will not happen except you are motivated, except you expect things to change. Be a happy person. Be a motivated person. Be self-motivated. Don't be bitter. Don't be demotivated. And don't look down on yourself. Teaching is still a noble profession. Teaching is still a noble. You can make something good. Your commitment to work can attract a lot of good things. I've seen cases where parents were so impressed with the teacher and literally changed the life of that teacher. All students. I have a project that we are on now in my Old Students Association. How we can assist our teachers, those who taught us when we were in school. I left the secondary school about close to 40 years now, and I left in 1988 and thereabout. And we send things down to our teachers, we visit them, we help to make visit. But there are some we don't go near because of the way they also behaved while in school. So don't expect that your reward will only be in heaven. No. The teacher's reward is now on earth. The Old Students Association, they will help you if you are a good teacher. Because these boys and girls you are teaching today will not remain children forever. So be motivated. Be a happy person. Be a hopeful person. And put in your best on the job. So that is the first part. Cultivating the right attitude to work. Now, I'd like us to go to number 2. Vital qualities of an effective school staff. What are those qualities the 21st century school staff must exhibit? Number 1, punctuality. Always punctual to work and to duties. He's fast in carrying out his or her work. He has speed. He has initiative. What's initiative? The ability to do what is right without being told. That means you are self-driven. You think. You deploy your initiative. He gives parents regard and respect. Always presentably dressed. I didn't say expensively dressed. I said presentably dressed. He's hardworking and dedicated to work. He's proactive. That means he thinks ahead. He thinks ahead. He or she has good customer care skills. He does more than is expected. Oh, I like that. Somebody said, ordinary staff do what they are paid to do. Extraordinary staff do more than they are paid to do. Can you do more? Can you resume a little earlier? Can you close a little later? Can you put in a little more effort to make sure that those children come out well? Can you be that teacher who does more? Can you be involved in co-curricular activities? Can you come up with ideas that move the school forward? He's honest in all his actions. He's self-motivated. He's loyal to the school. He's loyal to the school. He recognizes authority. He's safety and security conscious. He acts responsibly at all times. He handles school property with caution and care. He has good maintenance culture. He has good hygiene culture. He communicates clearly and effectively. He's a good listener. He encourages questions in class. He handles parents' complaints well. He does not engage in conflict of interest. That is that. He does not do anything that goes against the interests of the school. He does not defraud the school. He's not biased in dealing with his students. He does not work against the interest and the progress of the school. So those are vital qualities of outstanding and effective school staff. We're making progress. Now let's go to some variables for determining school staff effectiveness. What are those things we will look out in determining if you're an effective staff or not? Number 1 is the quantity of work. How much productive work do you do in the school? And that teacher who doesn't put in enough effort, who doesn't do much, who is always saying, no, I cannot kill myself. I've done enough. No. Nobody's asking you to kill yourself, but we'll measure your effectiveness based on the volume of work you do. The volume of work you do. And I want to say this to school operators here, administrators here. You need to find out the value addition of each staff. There are some teachers that are working so hard, probably because of their subjects. For For example, the math teacher, the English teacher might have about 10 periods in a day because everybody does math, everybody does English. Then you have another teacher, and I don't mean this negatively, it's not his or her fault, who has just about 2 periods in a day. You need to find a way to compensate them based on volume of work. Somebody has 10 periods a day, another person has 2, 3, and then they are going on with the same pay. It won't work that way. It won't work that way. It shouldn't be that. So don't be an advocate of blanket salaries. You need to find out what everybody is doing and remunerate based on volume of work. Volume of work. Especially those teachers whose subjects are compulsory. That's just by the wayside. And please, teachers, I don't mean this for you to begin to rebel and say, well, that's what the man said. No. Let your school administrator look at what I've said and see how it can work. But we are concerned about volume of work. We are concerned about quality of work. Because somebody can do a lot and not do it well. How well do you do your work? How well do you teach? How effectively do you teach? How well do you do your work? Quality of work. So number 1 is quantity of work. Number 2 is quality of work. Number 3 is speed of delivery. How fast? Are you that teacher who is always wasting time? Who will never finish the curriculum? Even the class you will not finish. You are asking the next teacher, just give me 5 minutes, let me round up. If he gives you 5 minutes, he has lost 5 minutes of his own time. So how fast do you do your work? Speed of delivery. Number 4, initiative. How independent of supervision do you work as a teacher? They tell you what to do at every time. They must push you to submit your lesson notes. They must push you to submit your exam questions. They must push you to submit your test questions. They must push you to for goodness sake. You can't win in today's world anymore. You are making life difficult for the principal or for the head teacher. And you have to change. You have to change. Be self-driven. Do things on your own. Don't let anybody remind you to submit your lesson notes, to submit your test questions, your lesson plans, your exam questions. You know you should do this. So do it. Do it. Do it. Then, of course, I said this earlier. Then number 5, resource conservation. How much resources do you conserve in the course of your job? Are you that teacher that wastes resources? You waste power, you waste reagents in the lab, you waste instructional materials because you didn't buy it. That will not work. That will not work. Not anymore. So we want to see those who are conserving resources for the school. Then customer care. That's the next point, number 6. How do you treat customers? Parents and students. I already told you that the students are also your customers. Then what are your team playing capabilities? Are you a good team player? Do you relate well with staff? Do you relate well with colleagues? Then personal organization. That's number 8. How organized are you? Are you an organized teacher? Are you an organized individual? We look at that. And then acceptance of correction, number 9. I'm talking about the variables for determining school effectiveness. Acceptance of correction. When you are corrected, do you take it in good faith, or you get angry? You answer the principal, the HOD back. You keep malice with your boss because he or she has corrected you. You don't even let him talk. Okay, yes, that's what I wanted to do. It's okay. So no, don't talk like that. Listen, keep quiet and be corrected, so that you don't cause problems for yourself and for the school. And then lastly, number 10, punctuality. Are you known for punctuality in the school, or you are the champion of the latecomers? You are known as a habitual latecomer. Change. Don't do that in the new session. Don't do that in the new session. So those are variables for determining effectiveness. All right. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not too hard. It's just that some teachers really need to be talked to, while others are doing very, very well. And I commend those who are doing well. All right. Next point. Appraisal exercise for teaching staff. All right. You will need to go back and appraise yourself in the following areas. And I'd like the school administrators who are watching me to take this seriously. We also have appraisal forms, which we will send to you if you need. Some of you have asked for them. We've made them available. If you have not, it's free. What are the things you should use to appraise your teachers? Number 1, up-to-date lesson notes. Poor, average, good, excellent. You tick. Class management skills, communication skills, time management, performance of students in relation to the subject taught. How are the students doing in relation to the subject he's teaching or she's teaching? Syllabus compliance, because some teachers don't even follow. They just teach their own. They just use residual knowledge. It shouldn't be. Teaching competence. How competent are the teachers? All right. Marking of homework and correction. Some teachers don't mark homework, they don't mark correction, they don't even mark classwork. So you check out for that. Ability to explain things effectively. Relationship with superiors. Relationship with colleagues. Relationship with students, learners. Resource management and conservation is part of another thing you should appraise them on. Then what is it? Knowledge of subject taught. How well does this guy or this lady know the subject he's teaching? Setting goals for the students. Going the extra mile for your students to learn to understand. Then, of course, things like punctuality, appearance, respect for authority, and so on and so forth. So those are appraisal criteria that are recommended by us at Center for Education Development. All right? All right, let's go to customer care and customer relations. This is so important now. I start by talking to you about the 6 pillars of customer care. The 6 pillars of customer care. You know the pillar is so important. Without the pillar, the building goes down. The first pillar is your attitude. Your attitude. To cultivate the right attitude. Be friendly, be patient, be welcoming. Then interest. Give the children maximum attention. That's very important. Action is the next pillar. So the first is attitude, interest, action. Take action on whatever the parents are saying and act accordingly. Also, as a school, ensure that whatever complaints are, you act on them. Don't let complaints linger and never keep complaints under the carpet. I like to say this to you. The customer that complains or the parent that complains is the parent that wants to stay. I say that again. The parent that complains is the parent that wants to stay. He still wants to patronize. He still wants to bring his children back. That's why he's complaining. Because if he wasn't planning to bring his children back, he won't bother. I will just go with them. So I'll say it again. The parent that complains is the parent that wants to stay. All right? Oh, please. Then the 4th pillar is verbal language. Watch your verbal language. Don't say, I don't know. Is it my fault? What do you want me to do? Instead of saying, I don't know, say, I'll find out. Don't be somebody who uses negative or lackadaisical words. You should use words that show that you're a stakeholder and you're committed. Then your body language. This is important, especially to the students. Don't have the body language that shows that you are not happy, that shows that you are worried, that shows that you are disenchanted. So much so that you, as a teacher, you now become a source of concern to the children. So they start asking themselves, Uncle is not happy. Auntie is not happy. Well, what can we do to make Auntie happy? That's not what it should be. And remember, mood is contagious. I said that again. Mood is contagious. Mood is contagious. A sad teacher will have a sad class. The students will be sad because they don't want to. You are going to superimpose your mood over them. That's body language, and then lastly, your tone of voice. Don't use harsh tone. Don't use tones tone that is not that does not show courtesy. So, what are the 6 pillars of customer care? Your attitude, interest, action, verbal language. Under action, I talked about complaints. All right, act on complaints, body language, and then tone of voice. All right. Now let's go to parent interaction tips. Number 1, be patient and respectful to parents. Don't get on the defensive. Don't ever give the impression that they are interrupting or disturbing you. Don't give them that impression. Watch your body language. Watch your tone. Watch your pitch. Listen to all that they have to say. Address their concerns. Always be willing to help. And then give them a reason to come back in the midst of alternatives. Give them a reason to come back. Give them a reason to bring their children back next time. And you can only do that if you bring their children back if you do number 1 to 8. All right. 10 characteristics of bad customer service. I want you to watch out for this, and if you are guilty of any, stop from today. Number 1, failing to greet parents when they come around. It's wrong. It's not acceptable. Number 2, raising your voice at parents. Not giving the parents full and undivided attention. Arguing with parents. Hanging up the phone on an angry parent. Eating in front of parents, not acceptable. Avoiding eye contact with parents. Looking elsewhere when they are talking to you. You look nonchalant. You look away as if they are talking to themselves. That's not right. Number 8, socializing with other staff when parents are present. It's not nice. It's not acceptable. Forgetting to use common courtesies. You don't say please. You don't say excuse me. You don't say thank you. You don't say sorry. You don't say pardon me. You are brash. You are rude. And you are harsh. Not acceptable anymore. And then, very, very importantly, number 10, Complain about your school to parents. It's not right. We have teachers that complain to parents. They've not paid us. Our proprietor is exploiting us. I will soon leave this place. It's not right. It's not fair. It's not professional. Complain about your organization to parents, to customers, is not acceptable. So don't forget those 10 characteristics. Because of time, I can't go over them again. All right. Now, vital things schools must do to make parents happy and satisfied. There's something called customer satisfaction. And what are those things that will make parents happy? Number one, teach their children well. Teach their children well. Number two, treat their children well. It's not the same. Number one is teach. Teach their children well. Number two, treat their children well. So teach, treat, be reasonable in all your charges. This is actually for school operators. Be reasonable in all your charges. Don't be somebody who outprices. They can't afford the things you're asking for. Give them value for the fees they are paying. Everybody wants value. Even if your fees is very high, if you give value, they will understand. Give them value for the fees they are paying. Carry them along in your decisions. Don't be dictatorial. Don't just wake up and take a decision without engaging parents, either through the PTA, through the parents platform, WhatsApp platform, or through one-on-one. Don't just wake up and take some decisions that you know will not go down too well. So don't be dictatorial. Give parents courtesy and regard. Be open to them. Don't give room for assumptions. Put your cards on the table. Let them know what you are doing and why you are doing what you are doing. Because you see, parents assume a lot. They jump to conclusions a lot. And the only reason that will happen is because you have not engaged them. You have not put your cards on the table. See them as fellow stakeholders. That's number 8. See them as fellow stakeholders, not just parents. See them as stakeholders. Don't see them as interruptions. Then improve on customer care in the school. Everybody. And customer care starts from the gate. Most of us, we don't pay attention to our gate man. You don't even know what's happening. And yet, that's the first person parents meet. That's the first person people who come for inquiries meet. Some gate men are begging parents for money, begging, intending potential parents for money. Some are rude. Some are unruly. Some are improperly dressed. Some are smelling. Some don't talk well. And that is the first person people are meeting concerning your school. How wise is that? So pay attention to your gate man. Pay attention to your non-teaching staff. Are you aware that the teachers are the last port of call, of contact? When somebody comes for inquiries, for example, the gate man is the first person. Then the secretary. Then probably the cleaners also will be asking questions. Where is the way to? Is it not after you've admitted them that they will now go to class to be taught? Yet all your customer care training is only for the teachers. It shouldn't be. I'll try and package something for non-teaching staff. I'll do that. And when it's ready, I'll let you know. You get all your non-teaching staff into a class, as you're probably doing now, and I'll talk to them for you. So customer care starts from the gate. You need to get that right. Please, I beseech you by the mercies of God. All right? So take customer care seriously. Have a customer care policy. We have that. I'll make that available for you. Then be innovative and be dynamic as a school. Always do new things. Don't be a school that is always stuck in its old ways. Come up with innovations with dynamic activities. All right? Have a good mix of curricular and co-curricular activities. Try and have a good blend. Because you see, you need to engage the children now in skills. Because the world has moved from the certificate era to the skills era. It's no longer just about what you know, it's also what you can do with your hands. Have challenge development activities. Who are the richest people in the world today, apart from, of course, the Jebos and all those big guys? But the people smiling to the bank now are the people who have skills. ICT skills, music skills, the musicians, the comedians, the skit makers, the artists, the sportsmen. They are the ones smiling to the bank. So see how you can also develop the actors, the actresses, how you can develop your children along skills. Have clubs in the school. Have the drama club, have the literary debating club, all right, the public speaking club, all right, the press club, the young engineers club, the young farmers club, and so on and so forth. So make sure you have you have good skills. Let the children know. Let them know how to cook. Let them know how to bake. Let them know how to do things with their hands. Let them know how to sew. Let them know how to knit. Let them know how to make hair. Let them know how to cut hair. Let them know how to do all those things for the computers. Let them know how to code. Let them know how to program. Let them know how to do things with their hands. All right? Then have parents make the school PTA, that's number 12. Make the school PTA very active, lively, and beneficial to parents. Have parent seminars and parent interactive sessions. We do that. We organize seminars in schools for parents, all right, capacity building seminars. Then during speech and prize giving days, give outstanding parents prizes too, not just for the students and teachers, all right? And then 15, be in constant communication with parents via newsletters, WhatsApp, group posts, and so on. Always be in constant communication, all right? Next, important traits parents deserve from staff. They deserve courtesy, they deserve transparency, they deserve active listening, they deserve consideration, they deserve respect and regard, effective communication, speedy response, they deserve empathy. Put yourself in their shoes. Put yourself in their shoes. All right? Specific things schools must do to keep parents. Number 1, you must provide high quality service in relation to tuition and knowledge impartation. Strive to exceed parents' expectations. Know what your competitors, other schools are doing, and develop the competence to stay ahead. Match what your competitors are doing. Honor the parents. Teach and treat their children well. I said that before. Have an efficient feedback system. Have a way of knowing what's going through their minds. All right? Have a fast and dependable complaint resolution system. Circulate feedback forms to parents and to students regularly. We have feedback forms available free of charge if you want them. All right? Circulate feedback forms to students and to parents. Introduce suggestion and complaints box in the school. Not just suggestion box. Have a complaints box. Label it complaints box, because a suggestion is not just a complaint. What you have is most likely a suggestion box. But I don't have a suggestion for you. I have a complaint. And I can't drop my suggestion. I complain in the suggestion box. So have another box where you have complaints box. And then you put it somewhere where they can see it. Then you must also have a parents' complaints phone line. A line that they can call whenever they have any issues. All right? Have open days at least once a term or once a session. Once a term would be preferable. All right? Strengthen the school PTA. That's number 13. Then introduce parents' code of conduct too. Let them also know what's expected of them. That is also available free of charge if you want. Circulate newsletters and bulletins regularly to acquaint parents on what is going on in the school and what to expect. All right? Then you must have a parents' database. And you use that to keep records of their important dates. The birthdays, the wedding anniversaries, and so on. Have the records of all these things and where they work and what they do and their current phone numbers. And then organize parent seminars and so on. All right? What are those items schools must have to improve customer care? What are those items? Every school should have the following. Customer care policy. That's available we can make that available for you. All right? Pasted on all notice boards and on the parents' WhatsApp platform and on the staff WhatsApp platform. The customer care policy of the school. Customer complaints, then I said this earlier, complaints box, complaints phone line, and then feedback forms. Is that all right? Okay. What are the parents' Bill of Rights? What are the rights of the parents? Number 1, he has a right to qualitative educational service delivery for their children. Is his right? He has a right to speedy response to their inquiries. He has a right to transparent billing and full disclosure of any cost. He has a right to individuality. He has a right to be treated with respect, regardless of his gender, race, religion, ethnicity, age. The parent has a right to complain and expect satisfaction regarding services rendered. Parent has a right to value for money paid. He has paid fees. He has a right to get value. He has a right to attention. And he has a right, oh, this is sad, but it's true. He has a right to leave the school if he's not satisfied. Don't let him use that right. Don't let her use that right. So it is his fundamental right to leave if he's not satisfied. So don't let it get to the point where a parent leaves out of that. Is that all right? Okay. Then we have the code of conduct for school staff. That's a long one here. So that's also available. All right. I'll just run through 10 things there if I have that time. Staff must be punctual to school, work, and school activities. Staff must be neat and decently dressed at all times. Staff should not receive visitors during school hours except in emergencies. Over familiarity or unhealthy interaction with students is not allowed. Sexual molestations or questionable behavior towards students is not allowed. No property or funds of the school should be taken out of the premises without due authorization. Rudeness to parents is totally unacceptable, no matter the provocation or justification. No fighting or harsh exchange of words by staff within the school premises. Please handle all school property and work items in your custody with caution and care. No smoking or alcohol consumption in the school premises. No financial transactions on behalf of the school without due authorization. You're not allowed to do that. No loitering around by staff. All staff must be productively engaged. No pidgin English in the school premises, especially towards the students. No pidgin English. It's not allowed. It's not allowed. It's not allowed. Children should not learn pidgin English from school. Hard drugs, weapons, fetish items are not allowed in the school. Pornographic material are not allowed. Cliques and union activities are not allowed. It's a private school. You cannot have cliques. You cannot have unionism there. And so on and so forth. It's a long list. I have about 40 items there. So you can make your request and we'll send that to you. The soft copy. All right. Excuse me. We're making progress. All right. For teachers, I have, this is for you, modern teaching methods. Teaching methods. What is a teaching method? It's just simply the method you want to use to impart knowledge. And these are the following methods you will need to use or consider. Lecture method, discussion method, demonstration method, dramatization method, illustration method, explanation method, field trips method, case studies, question and answer method, simulation, that's use of prototypes, team projects, audiovisual, computer-aided instruction, and then collaboration method. That's group work, all right? Details are available in a particular training manual, which we could make available to you. Let's go to class management now as we begin to round up, all right? Now, class management tips for teachers. First of all, characteristics of a well-managed class. I'll just give you a few. A well-managed class must have, number one, high level of students' involvement with work. Are all the students involved in what is going on in the class? Clear students' expectations. People's work in a relaxed and pleasant atmosphere. No tension, no fear in the class. Time is used effectively and maximally. There are well-planned displays, teaching aids, and examples. The teacher's desk is well organized, orderly, and tidy. The students' desk and workplace tidy. There are clearly spelled out rules guiding students' conduct. There are well laid out aisles for easy movement. There is proper and adequate lighting. Materials are well arranged in a well organized and safe way. Every student has a sense of belonging. We need to have that in class. Don't have favorites in class. Don't let anybody feel left out. So those are basic characteristics. Is that all right? And you use your time well. I have some tips for you as teachers for class management. Demonstrate the ideal behavior you want to see. Lead by example. Lead by example. Number two, allow the student to be part of the rules-making process in the class. Document the rules. Don't let your rules be verbal. When you've all agreed as a class, put the rules on the wall. Remember, don't do this, and so on. And they all know the consequences for their actions. There must be rules in your class. There must be rules. There must be laws. It is better to give children rules to break than not to give them rules at all. A lawless society cannot stand. A lawless class cannot make progress. Let them know. You don't throw things at people. You don't answer questions without being called. You don't leave the class without permission. You don't hit anybody. You don't take what does not belong to you. You cover your mouth when you yawn. You don't talk when you are eating, and so on and so. You greet anybody that comes to the class, and so on. All right? So that's important. Avoid punishing the whole class. On no account should you be punished, especially when it's not the whole class that have committed whatever offense it is. Keep a friendly disposition. Encourage students' initiative. Encourage students to think on their own. Give praise generously. Don't hoard praise. All right? Keep your students motivated. Build excitement and hunger, all right, for your students. That's where set induction comes in. Have a plan for addressing bad behavior. Don't overlook bad behavior, all right? Have ways to discipline children. You have isolation method. You have academic punishment. You have whatever. Then build relationships, all right? Accommodate all types of learners. Give praise for work well done. Be enthusiastic. And then encourage a stress-free and tension-free environment. All right, I think we are rounding up now. 14 habits of highly effective teachers. Number one, their lessons are easy to receive, easy to interpret, easy to understand, easy to remember, and easy to transfer. I say that again. Number one, the lessons are easy to receive, audible voice, legible writing. Easy to receive, easy to interpret, good examples, good analogies, easy to understand. Instructional materials, explanation is good. Your choice of words are also there. You choose the right word. Instead of saying commence, you can say start. Everybody will understand start. Instead of saying terminate, you can say end. Instead of saying proceed, you can say continue. Instead of saying perambulate, you can say move up and down. Let it be such that even the dullest students in the class, if there's any word like that, will understand you. Your choice of words. They're easy to remember. Acronyms, songs, demonstrations. Let them remember what you've taught them. They're easy to transfer. Ask questions so that at the end you are sure that they can transfer this either to you during the exam or to any other person who asks them. Number two, they are appealing, they are interesting, and they are logical. Second habit of effective teachers. Number three, they explain, they illustrate, demonstrate. They explain, verbal. They illustrate, pictorial. And then they demonstrate, tactile, physical. Their classes are lively and tension-free. Number three. Number four, they genuinely want their students to learn, and they are willing to go the extra mile to achieve this. Number five, they are patient and understanding with their students. They are firm but not wicked. They are strict yet friendly. Firm but not wicked. Strict yet friendly. Number seven, they are diligent and conscientious with a high sense of duty and responsibility. They do not ridicule their students when they make mistakes. They encourage questions, they don't repel questions. They serve as good role models to the students. They interact with students. They encourage interactions. They encourage questions in class. And they are concerned not only about academics, they're also concerned about morals and character development. Those are habits of highly effective teachers. All right, lastly now, things to do before resumption. Every school must do the following. Please, between now and resumption, send a newsletter. Put it on the parents' WhatsApp platform, giving them hope. Tell them the things you expect in the school this time. Tell them the staff have undergone training because you have undergone training. We've been here for about an hour or so. Tell them to expect better customer care, better service delivery. If you have some nice things planned, tell them there will be more co-curricular activities. There will be more teaching, more commitment to teaching. Just give them a newsletter that will attract them and entice them back. Do that. Number two, check all classes for any safety hazards. Are there broken louvers? Are there exposed sockets? Are there tables that have given? Make sure you check that before resumption. Then you check the play and games equipment. Go to the school field. Let's be sure that the seesaw, the swing, the whatever they are using are all in good working. Reinforce them because don't forget they are subject to wear and tear so that you don't have accidents. Then fumigate the school. Fumigate the school before resumption because of rodents and all that stuff, snakes and all that. If you have a school field, fumigate the field, all right? Ensure your gate man is presentably and neatly dressed. Talk to him, train him one-on-one. His communication, his dressing, his conduct. Get all necessary documents. That's number 6 from Center of Education Development. We have documents that are just lying down waiting for you to ask. Parents' Code of Conduct, Students' Code of Conduct, Teaching Staff Code of Conduct, Non-Teaching Staff Code of Conduct, Appraisal Form for Teaching Staff, Appraisal Form for Non-Teaching Staff, Customer Care Policy, organogram, whatever you want, we'll give that to you free of charge. Get all those documents. We're just a phone call away. We'll send them to you, all right? Then have a clearly spelled out organogram. That's number 7. Have an organogram so that everybody knows the hierarchy of authority. Okay? Have a vision for your school. Have a vision statement and make it clear. All right? Then think and agree on how to cut costs. All right? That's number 9. How costs can be saved in the school. And then plan your co-curricular activities ahead. I told you about skills development activities. Plan them ahead. Plan them ahead. All right? And that's basically what I have for you. I don't know if you've learned anything, but I just hope you have. The name is Afolabi Adun, Executive Director, Center for Education Development, Abuja. I'm available for one-on-one consultation. I could also visit your school. I want to commend those schools who have been able to invite us over. I know it has some cost implications. That's why we decided to do this one to make it also available. But you know it's not the same thing. Physical training is not the same thing as online, but this is still something. All right? So the contact is 080-6121-4116. That's my number. It's on WhatsApp. 080-6121-4116. 214116. All right. Apart from what I do at Center for Education Development Abuja, I also have a YouTube channel where every week I train free of charge. Every week I train on different things: goal setting, time management, interpersonal relationships, team building, and I would like to encourage you part of it. To get to that channel, it's simply potentials.drive1. I say that again, potentials.drive1. Go to YouTube and you see me there. Every Monday I release a teaching, and I will also send you the link for that particular teaching. All right. Please, when you get at the end of this training, please like and make a comment and subscribe to this channel, because the more subscriptions I get, the more encouragement we get. I also encourage you, please support what I'm doing. Support us. We have bills to pay. I'm in front of a camera. I have to pay for that. The lightings, the data, and all that stuff. All right. So if you want to be part of what we are doing, we are not placing any levy. I give you account details. It's NCMD. The account number is 0019447202. I say that again. 0019447202. The bank is Sterling Bank, and the name is NCMD Training Services. NCMD, the N stands for National, the C stands for Center, the M stands for Manpower, and the D stands for Development. National Center for Manpower Development. But you don't need to write that full. Just NCMD Training Services, Sterling Bank, 0019447202. Please support what we are doing at Center for Education Development, because we spend so much. The documents I told you about are free, but please send us something. Nothing is too small and nothing is too big. We also have some documents. I'm also planning a training program exclusively for school administrators. We have focusing on school finance management, real customer care for schools, staff discipline, and so on. I have produced, Center for Education Development has produced a manual which we are distributing to schools. It's a national retraining exercise for private school operators in Nigeria. Covers everything you need to know about running a school, and it's endorsed by the Federal Ministry of Education. So that is it, produced by Center for Education Development. We also have something for teachers here. For teachers, it says National Retraining Exercise for School Teachers. Covers everything the 21st century teacher ought to know. That's that. It's available. It's a 20-page document. The one for the administrators, it's also about that. Okay. Then we also expect that you will begin to train your students. Have student seminars. We have something for students too. Leadership, behavioral ethics, and safety training program for students. This is for secondary school students. Student leadership, behavioral ethics, dangers of vices they must avoid, teach them students of social media and so on, and safety, practical safety. That's that. And then we have the one for the primary school, for the kiddies. We have kiddies leadership and safety manual. We teach the children leadership, give them safety. You can see them learning how to use the extinguishers and so on. So these are all available on demand. Very, very minimal cost if you call us. But if you want the soft copy, we can also make that available for you. Center for Education Development is out to help schools nationwide to do better and to excel. Be part of what we are doing. Support us in any way possible. And please put what you have learned to work. The contact, once again, is 080-6121-4116. The name is Afolabi Adun. Thank you, and meet me on YouTube on potentials.drive1. Expect the link. Thank you, and God bless you. Have a great 2024-2025 academic session. God bless you.